Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are once again. It's Thursday. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning at 1 a.m. in London, 3 a.m. in Israel, and it's 10 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan, and everyone's getting ready for a brand new day. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Talk Back Live. This is a show where we get together each week at this time. And of course, we get together with conversation and we have a whole lot of fun. We bring you in on the action as well. A lot of you who have been with us for a very long time, you already know the protocol. I want to take time to talk to the people who may possibly be new and here for the very first time. When we come here each week, look at your clock because you may be in a different time zone. We're coming to you live from New York. That's where we originate. So therefore, we're on the East Coast and we're on Eastern time. And you may be on Pacific, Central, Mountain. That makes you in a different time zone. So look at your clock and see where you are right now. So what that clock tells you, that's where we are each week. We come here each week at your time. And we're all around the world and across the country, no matter where you go. We're right there. We're global. And we like you to get involved. Now, how you get involved with the show is simple because all of the people who've been here with us all of these years already know the protocol here. So let me explain it to you. I'm going to start out the conversation, which I'm doing now. I'm getting the show rolling. And as I get the show rolling and throughout conversation, you can get involved too as well. All you have to do is use your fingers and your keyboard on your computer, your iPad, or your telephone, or even your tablet, and just type in whatever you want to talk about. I will see you right there on the big screen. I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. If you have questions of any kind, we'll be able to talk about it. Now, if you want to bring out a certain topic of the day that kind of tickles your fancy, well, we'll be able to do that too. Just let us know what it is, and we'll try to entertain that as well. So we're here for free form of information and ideas and of opinions, and that's what we're all about. And remember that in case you're new, we come on 3 different places. If you're watching us on Facebook, we're right there live, along with YouTube and Instagram. And if you're watching us on Facebook, we want you to take the time right now to tag all of your friends, if not all, at least some of them. Let them know that we're on the air. Get them involved. They may not know about the show, but you've been around long enough to know that. And all you have to do is just tag them. Tag the show to them. You can do that right away. They'll see that information coming from you. They'll know it's from you. So they'll trust you. And all you have to do is just, let them know about it. They'll click on to that notification that pops up on their computer, and it will bring them directly to us. And if they like what they see, if they like what they hear, just like you, they'll probably be full-fledged members just like the rest of you guys. And that's all you have to do. So take that time right now while the show is young, while we're getting started, and tag them all. Now, for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, well, you already know the deal, right? We always have that encouragement. Get that encouragement going. We encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, all you have to do is just drag your mouse over there where it says subscribe. If you're on YouTube right now, just drag your mouse over there where it says subscribe. Click onto the button where it says subscribe, and that's all it will take. And then you just become full-fledged members, just like that. There's no money involved. Everything is free. So don't worry about, we're not going to shice you or anything or take your money. Nothing like that is involved. That's all you have to do is click on. But what happens when you click on to subscribe, that'll give you a chance to know whenever we come on live, or if we are so much as post a video of some sort. Of course, that'll pop up. You'll see it. It's an instant message right there letting you know that's what we're doing. And all you have to do is click onto it, and it brings you right here to us. Now, a lot of you may be watching us and you may be forgetting about the show. So now that you're a member, you know how it works. Now, for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, you don't have to do anything. The only thing I want you to do is make sure that you tell your family and friends, get them involved, let them know that we're on the air, and kind of pull them in, rope them in, just like you rope the rest of your family. Just rope them in here. Just say, hey, come along and let's have some fun. and it's each week. So we're a weekly program, and all around the world, as I already said before. So there you go. That's all you have to do. And we want to thank all of you for being along with us. So if you're watching us on Facebook, hello. If you're watching us on YouTube, hello. And if you're watching us on Instagram, hello to all of you. And you're all welcome at any time. Don't need no kind of credit card, union card, note from the doctor, anything like that. But if you're over 18, you're really good. And if you're under 18, well, maybe you want to get your parents along with us. Not that we do something terrible on this show, because we're a family show. But we want to make sure that you guys under 18 know that it's always best to have your family give you the permission to come on the computer at any time of the day or night, because, that's what they do. Those are your parents, and they want to monitor everything that goes on the computer, as they should, but you don't have to worry about anything like that. As a matter of fact, bring your parents in too. Let them sit down and watch with you. Anyway, we're here, and we're going to be here for the remainder of the hour. We're going to be here to the top of the hour. And in this hour, we're going to do what we usually do too. Coming up later on in the program, we're going to link up with Brian Camp, coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where he comes, and he broadcasts from there. And we're going to link up with him by way of video. You'll get a chance to meet him. He's going to bring us the latest developments in today's world of sports. And those of you who may have something that's sports related, a question or a statement or something, you can convey that to Brian. He'll see you right there. If you're watching us on YouTube, it's the same thing. You'll see him. You'll get a chance to see him as well as hear him. As far as Instagram goes, you won't be able to see him, but you'll be able to hear him. And you can still ask questions and still be part of the show as well. But for the rest of you guys, just watch. Now, a lot of you guys may be at work, depending on your time zone. A lot of you may be at the water cooler, talking about what happened the night before or whatever it is. Get away from that computer, get to your desk and watch us, And some of you may be just coming home from work, or maybe some of you getting ready to retire for the night. But before you retire, hang out with us. And we hope that you can stay with us, because if you could stay with us for as long as you want. I mean, if there's a certain point where you have to dip out, we understand that, because you have things to do. Maybe you have to wake up in the morning, you can't keep your eyes open or something. We understand that. We understand that. As a matter of fact, we understand it so much that when the show is over, you could review the show over and over again, because it just stays there for the rerun. But we would like you to stay with us and be part of us. And whatever time you can spend with us, that would be great. But we hope the case is that you could spend all of your time with us. It's only an hour show, and that's what we have for you. And coming up on the show too as well, we've got this thing that we always do each week too on the show, called This Day in History. And whatever happened on this day in history, December 14th, is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to relay to you what happened on this day in history. We have that coming along too. Also, before the show is over, we have another feature that we do, and that's about the movies. Now, a lot of you are into those classic movies. Well, you're set for the weekend. The weekend is coming up, and I can't believe that we're in for another weekend, because it just seems like we just got over one. Time goes so fast. But anyway, we have those movies. They're my picks of the week that I always bring to you. Now, if you are a movie buff and you want to catch up on some movies, I want to add these movies to your bucket list of what to watch. Okay, so I have all of that coming up, and it's you and me and all of us against the world. So thank you so much for being along with us. Remember, all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, Talkback Live, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast publication. So here we are. And you know something? Here we are. And we are into the holiday season right now, right? You already know that. If you didn't know that by now, I don't know, maybe you have your head buried in a sand or something, but we are in the holiday season. But even if you didn't know, you could feel it. It's all in the air. And one of the things I want to mention too, we're at the 8th day of Hanukkah. This is the 8th day. Now, last week I mentioned it was 8 days of Hanukkah, but it's actually 9 days of Hanukkah. So we have today and tomorrow. Now, for all of you guys who are watching us in Israel, you're already into your last day. But this is the 8th day here where we are, the 8th day of Hanukkah, and we're celebrating. Everybody's celebrating. And so you light the candles and you celebrate good food, good conversation with your family and friends. And after Hanukkah, we just move on. There's the Christmas seasons coming up. By the way, you have 11 days before Christmas. So you have time to do more shopping. You have time to do more shopping, but you better get out there quick because everyone's grabbing. They're all out there just grabbing for those sales, if there are any sales. I guess most of the sales are really after the Christmas holiday, but if you have to do your shopping, and if you're not the kind of person likes to shop in July because they have Christmas in July, if you're not that kind of person, then this is the time to shop and get it out of the way. You have 11 more days to do it before that glorious day, that marvelous day, that Christmas day. And a lot of you are looking forward to it. I'm certainly looking forward to it. And of course, along with Christmas, when the Christmas is over, the day after Christmas, we go into Kwanzaa, 7 days of Kwanzaa. We light candles too, and we'll tell you more about that when that comes in. So that's 7 days of Kwanzaa. And then the New Year's come along, and then we see that light at the end of the tunnel is what I like to talk about. And of course, you know, when you see that light at the end of the tunnel, you know it's time to gear up for the summer months. Now, a lot of people don't like summer. Some of you do, some of you don't. I don't know. I hope you do. I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, we got to get past the holidays first. And once we get past the holidays, everything is cream. And I would imagine a lot of you are getting ready to take off and visit family and friends, just like you did Thanksgiving, headed for the airport, jumping on the airplane and flying to your destination. Well, I'm pretty sure it's going to be crowded. A lot of people have purchased their tickets for their airlines and their trains and their buses to leave town. And those of you who are doing it, we urge you to do it safely. We hope that you get there safely. But for the rest of you who are going to stay home and you have families in your local area that you want to visit for the Christmas holidays and the New Year's holiday, well, that'll be good too. Now, here in New York, everybody's gearing up. Everybody's gearing up, especially when the New Year's come around. You're going to hear all about that because a lot of people are visiting New York, and they usually visit. We usually get a gang of people, a gang of visitors that come in around this time, around the Christmas holiday and the New Year's holiday, because first of all, they want to go to Rockefeller Center and see that Christmas tree, which, by the way, is all lit up. And then, of course, you know, they're going to want to see the ball drop in Times Square. So that's all coming up. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. And again, it's all coming up. And we hope that your Christmas is a very Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Feliz Navidad, the whole 9 yards. Okay, I want to remind you to get those shots, okay? The flu season is here. I'm pretty sure you already got those flu shots already, but I want to remind you also that you can get your COVID shot, COVID-19 shot, all right? They're available now. They're right at your local pharmacist, and you can go there and you can make an appointment and keep the appointment once you make it. You know, it's very important. It should be important to you. It keeps you in good health. And we're not talking about the flu shots because I know you guys did that already. I know you guys have your flu shots ready. So get the COVID. It's available now. It's the updated version of the COVID-19 shot. You want to stay healthy. For those of you who are able to do that, you get out there and do it. You can make your appointment. In some cases, depending on where you are, maybe you can get it just by walking in just like that. But if that's not the case, you can make your appointment maybe in person right there as you walk into the pharmacist. Maybe they'll do that right there in the pharmacist, and I'm pretty sure they do. Other than that, you can do it online. But the most important thing is to get the COVID shots. And if you're going to be in close quarters, you know, like real tight quarters, you might want to wear your mask. If not, at least have it, you know, with you. Have one available with you in your pocket or your bag or something, just in case you might need it. It's not a mandatory thing here where we are right now. It's not mandatory at all, but you get the idea. So we want you to stay healthy and happy for the holiday season. Okay, it's Talk Back Live, and we're going to be here to the top of the hour. Actor Ryan O'Neal, who went from a TV soap opera to an Oscar-nominated role in Love Story and delivered a ride of performance opposite his daughter, his 9-year-old daughter, Tatum O'Neal, in Paper Moon, died last Friday. No cause of death was given. Ryan O'Neal was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2012, a decade after he was first diagnosed with chronic leukemia, and he was 82 years old. Jack Hogan, a retired actor who starred in the World War II drama series Combat from 1962 to 1967, died of natural causes at his home in Bainbridge Island, Washington. Hogan made his on-screen debut as an uncredited role in the 1956 movie, that film called Man from Del Rio. He was 94 years old. And you've heard the story. This is the latest story. Andre Braugher, the two-time Emmy-winning actor, he starred in a hit TV program. There's a series called Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Homicide: Life on the Street. He died Monday after a brief illness, and he was 61 years old. So we want to send our blessings out to all of their families, and hate reading stories like that, but sometimes you have to let you know. I just want to keep you all informed. What do you say now? We go to Charlotte, North Carolina. How about that? How about we do that? Because in Charlotte, North Carolina, that's where Brian Camp resides, and that's where he's coming from right now. And he's here with the latest developments in today's world of sports. Are you taking off in a spaceship or something? Is that what? There he is.
No.
Star Trek. Star Trek the movie.
No, this is not Star Trek the movie. It's just
No, I see you leaning back. Astronaut or something.
No, I just had to find something, but that's a good one. No, it's not a spaceship. It's a studio where everybody went home. So I stayed behind.
But it looks so enterprising, for lack of a better term.
Aye, Captain.
You're back, and you came back just recently from Dominican Republic, and now you're home, so everything looks good. So
everything looks good. Everything is still intact. I'm glad of that, and had a nice little small vacation. And anytime you get away to have fun, it's good. It's a good. I tell you one thing. I got back. It was cold. It was really cold when I got back here in Charlotte.
What did you expect?
Well, not so much in
North Carolina. What did you expect?
Charlotte, North Carolina was usually around 50 to 60 degrees. It was in the 30s
at night. You were in the weather of 80-degree range out there where you were.
Yeah, but I didn't think coming back would be this cold, though. I got spoiled since I've been down here.
I bet.
Yeah. But it was cold. Still a little cold. It's 42 degrees now. It's 42 degrees. But
if you want to come to New York, you can complain.
Otherwise, I'll be there soon, though. I'll be there soon. I'll be there on the 22nd of December, But hopefully by the time I get there, that cold air would be pushed out a little bit. You have a nice holiday and everything,
Your breath.
Well,
bring your anyway. Your earmuffs, bring them anyway, just in case.
Oh, I will. Historically, New York is during this time of the year can be real cold. Yeah. Yes. One year I stood in Times Square waiting for the ball drop long time ago. Had it been in fact, it was 1984, 1985. And to stay out there standing up for 3 hours, because you got to get a good spot to see the ball drop. It was cold. I mean, I understand why people was drinking a lot of booze there. That's just to keep warm. Yeah, but it was unbelievable.
Not allowed, not anymore though. They're not allowed. Yeah. It gets too crazy. By the way, we had our first snow here already, but it wasn't a lot. It was just like sprinkles of snow coming down. So we saw our first snow a couple of days ago.
Oh, they call that a dust snow, then I take it.
It didn't even stick. It was just like just giving us a warning shot. That's all.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. But Hopefully New York won't have to endure any kind of snowstorms. That's tough when you work in. If you have to work in the outside of
Yeah.
New York City with the snow, and you got to drive a bus
Yeah.
through the snow, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
I know you.
But in
I know.
but in the meantime, I'm nice. I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
To worry about that no more. I feel sorry for my coworkers, my former coworkers, who still have to deal with that kind of stuff.
Well,
Pretty tough.
at least they have jobs, and I hope they can stick around like you did until they get their retirement pension.
Yeah, I hope so too. I wish them the best.
Yeah.
But in any event, I'm out here in Charlotte, North Carolina, doing sports. Good evening to you all out there, whoever's out there listening. I hope all is well. Like I just said, it's 42 degrees out here in the Queen City of Charlotte. It's clear, but it's 42 degrees. It's going to be a little cool again tomorrow. So just going to have to button up. But it is wintertime, so that's what it is. But again, good evening to you all out there who's listening in globally, around the world, around the nation. I greet you good evening. In sports, the Final Four in college football is all set for January 1st. Yes, number one, Michigan will play against Alabama, who's ranked number 4. That's going to be at 5 o'clock on New Year's Day. The second game starts at 8:45 as number 2 Washington University will play against the Texas Longhorns. So that's the Final Four set. The winner of those 2 games will face off in the championship 1 week later after that. And should be very exciting as college football is coming down to the end. NFL football awarded a 2024 regular season game to Brazil and voted to expand the slate of international games from 4 up to 8 games now. So football, American football, I should say, because football in Europe and other parts of the world is known as, we call it soccer, but they call it football. All of that will begin in 2025. The game in Brazil will be played in the Sao Paulo at Corinthians Arena, which is the home of the Brazilian soccer club SC Corinthians. Excuse me. So NFL football is going international, and they're going to expand. They're going to expand. Now, NFL owners have voted to award the Super Bowl 56, 61, Super Bowl 61 in the year 2027 to Los Angeles. The game will be televised by ESPN and ABC. It will be the first time that both ESPN and ABC will have a Super Bowl telecast to watch the game. That will be played at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. That's the home of the Los Angeles Chargers and the Los Angeles Rams. Major League Baseball, Sohei Ohtani, the great Japanese ball player, had signed a historical deal with the LA Dodgers, allowing him to opt out if the owner, Mark Walter, or president of baseball operations, Andrew Friedman, is no longer involved with the team. Now, this is an excellent contract. Now, not only that the money is good because he agreed to a 10-year, $700 million contract, but if the owner or the president of operations decides to leave, then he could opt out. It means that he don't want to be with a bad team. As you know, the LA Dodgers is my rival with my San Francisco Giants. So, they're going to be ready to be in contention every year. But we signed a great Japanese player ourselves. I'll bring you that information sometime next week. So maybe we'll get better, hopefully. Remember Larry Doby? Okay, Larry Doby, some of you may not know, who in 1947 became the second African-American black player to break the baseball barrier. But he was the first black player to play in the American League. He was honored with the Congressional Gold Medal. Now, Larry Doby passed away back in 2003. Now, his son, Larry Doby Jr., accepted the medal. Larry Doby would have been 100 years old yesterday. The ceremony was in Washington, D.C. Would have been, like I said, celebrate his 100th birthday if he was alive today. So they gave the honor of just having his son, Larry Doby Jr., to collect this historical award of the Congressional Gold Medal. So congratulations. In the NBA, you heard by now, Draymond Green is been suspended indefinitely. He has he has a history of fighting, kicking illegal addicts with players on the opposition. You know, he has a long list of a track record of being suspended. He's been suspended indefinitely. Like I say, he was kicked out of the game a couple of nights ago for giving a vicious swing to the opposition's face that caused him to be not permanently but temporarily knocked down. He's okay now, but this man needs some help. He's a good guy. He plays hard, but there's something about him when he steps on the court. He's just a different individual. So a lot of his peers, his players, hope that he gets better. We don't know what goes on in an athlete's head when they're not on the court or not on the field. They may have different problems at home, mental issues. Not saying that he does, because we don't know. But right now, the NBA had decided to suspend him indefinitely. They didn't give him days or how many days. They're just going to wait this out to see whether he may need some help. But he's going to be out for a extended period of time. So, hey, you're making a lot of money for a sport that you love. You worked hard. Now you're going to be losing a lot of money as long as you're out. This day in sports, December 14th, 1930, the New York Giants, the New York football Giants, defeated the Notre Dame Fighting Irish 22-0. And you say to yourself, one is a professional football team, the other one's a college. Well, it was a charity game. So that's why it was these two teams play. One is a team, a professional team, the other is a school. 22-0. That was back in 1930. 1938, Major League Baseball agrees to use the standard ball, disagrees on increasing rosters from 23 to 25. So that's what they decided to do back then. 1953, the Brooklyn Dodgers signed pitcher Sandy Koufax. 1960, the Washington Senators joined the American League. 1988, CBS Network paid $1.1 billion to bid wins the exclusive rights for the 1990 through the 94 Major League Baseball rights. That was back in 1988. Also in 1988, the Miami Heat wins their first NBA game ever. At that time, it was an expansion team. 89-88 after 17 straight consecutive losses. 2021, Steph Curry makes 2,974 three-point shots to pass Ray Allen. This is the greatest shooter that ever shot the ball in history. So he is now the all-time greatest. This happened. He passed Ray Allen. He passed earlier. He had passed Reggie Miller, but now he is the all-time greatest three-point shooter in history. Birthdays today, 1939. Ernie Banks, the first African-American to win, Ernie Davis, the first African-American to ever win the Heisman Trophy in 1961, was born in New Salem, Pennsylvania. 1949, remember Bill Buckner when the ball went through his legs in the 1986 World Series versus the Mets. First baseman was born in Valley Joe, California. 1965, happy birthday to Craig Biggio, Major League Baseball Hall of Famer infielder, was born in Smithtown, New York. 1966, Anthony Mason, NBA forward, born in Miami, Florida. 1979, Kyle Shanahan, who's presently the coach of the San Francisco 49ers, was born in Minneapolis, Minnesota. His team is favored to win the Super Bowl, by the way. But my team, the Dallas Cowboys, may have something to say about that. 1988, Nicolas Batum, NBA forward, born in France. 1997. Happy birthday to DK Metcalf, NFL wide receiver, was born in Oxford, Mississippi. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a cold, frosty night here in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes, you had a lot of sports there. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. There's a lot of activity going on, and
Yeah,
people are
a
enjoying.
lot of history that came up. Yeah, so I only like to report the good stuff. I don't want to report something that we may not know or anything that's not important. They're all important, but
Yeah,
want to give the viewers something that they may know or who they know about. So yeah, it was a lot of sports.
yeah. Well, it depends on who you talk to because there are a lot of people that is old as dirt like me could be out there that remembers some of the older things. I mean, you're not gonna talk about Warren Spahn a lot, or you're not gonna talk about well,
Only the great ones.
yeah.
Only the great ones. Yeah.
I guess you could talk about Warren Spahn because he was a legend. He was a pitching legend, and yeah. But you came along pretty good anyway. You came along good with it. I noticed too, and I believe that you pick up your sports from the same sources I pick up my information. They have I've come along some sports issues, and I said I don't think Brian is gonna indulge in that one because it goes like way back. You don't indulge in sports that goes back to like the 1800s or anything unless you want to be nostalgic about it.
I only go back to the 1800s, early 1900s, if it's something that's really historical.
Yeah.
If it's really historical, yes, it's my duty, it's my job to report it because not only am I educating everybody else, but I'm educating myself too because these are things that should be taught and should be learned. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. Boy, I tell you, it's great. It's always great talking to you about sports, though. Are you going to be around tomorrow?
That's a 75% chance. I'll let you know. It's all about scheduling.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll try to find a way. If that at the last second, I'm going to call you and tell you that I won't be able to, but the information will be in the email.
Yeah.
But I'd rather come on. So then I could just say hi to everybody. Of course. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because everybody wants to see you anyway, and with all that beautiful background that you have, people wish they were there right now.
Yeah. It's just only me left in the studio. Everybody went home early. So I decided to stay behind.
Same here. Same here. Okay. Anyway.
One way or the other, I shall speak to you tomorrow.
Okay, that's great. All right. Yeah. Catch you then. And you have yourself a great evening or morning, good afternoon, whatever state of mind you're in.
All right, then. I sure will.
Take care of yourself. Okay. That's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He's here each week on Talkback Live, and he brings you sports. Of course, if you have any questions, and you could ask questions anytime you like to. If you have any questions about sports related things, even though he's not here right now, we could always relay all the questions to him, and then if you have any tonight, we could take those questions and then relay it to him when he comes on tomorrow. If he comes on tomorrow, hopefully I just hope he comes on tomorrow because he's got the goods. He'll bring it to you. But anyway, nevertheless, we're glad that he came in, and I'm glad that he enjoyed his trip at the Dominican Republic. There's someplace I've never been there. I would love to go there. As a matter of fact, to be honest with you, I haven't taken a long trip out of the city or out of the country since COVID. I haven't done it. And I think it's about time now, because even though that we're still fighting with it a little bit, it's not a death sentence anymore. People are taking care of themselves. God bless the people who did not take their shots ever and still alive and well. Bless them. But I do advise you to take that shot. As I stated earlier in the program when I first came on, it's very important that you take care of yourself, and that, especially if you're a older person, you're a senior citizen, and you have underlying conditions or something like that, it's always good to do that. Younger people can get away with a lot of things because of the fact that they're young, but as you age, of course, you're going to take much better care of yourself. And the way to do that is make sure that you're taking your shots. There's so many shots that come on the market now that, that even I can't even keep up with anymore. You see everything, you watch TV and they have all of these products that they're pushing. I don't know how safe they are. You better ask your doctor first. Just watching them on TV, they say you take that. I remember there's a video that I saw, and I mentioned it last week with Brian when he was here. Dr. Oz, there was a video floating around on Facebook, probably on YouTube as well, when Dr. Oz got beat up on the air from a doctor, I guess from a scientist or something, because when you come out with a product, and doctors, God bless them all, we love our doctors, but let's face facts here. Let's face facts here. Doctors are not going to tell you everything. They're going to keep you in good shape, but they're pushing this drug thing. And sometimes we take drugs that we don't even need. You take supplements that you don't even need. The doctors say, take this, take that. And they're pushing the pharmaceuticals, right? They're pushing it, and they want to keep that in line. They don't want anyone to know that you don't really have to take those things. And some people are afraid to get off of their or off of their medications because they fear that the worst may happen. That's okay. If you take them for so long and you're used to taking them, then you continue to take them and they don't bother you, and all they do is help you, well, then that's good too. But in the meantime, they're pushing these things, and I don't know. The best thing to do is just listen to your doctor, see what he says, and have him explain to you. And if you come up with any ideas about anything without taking the medication that he prescribed for you, ask him, is it necessary that I have to take it? Is there something else I can do? And see what he says, or see what she says, but continue to listen to your doctor. That's very important. Okay, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. We're thankful, very grateful that you guys are out here with us, and we love having you along. Remember, we're here each week at this time, and of course, we come from New York City. That's where we originate, and we thank you so much for being along. And I think it's that time right now because I have what we call This Day in History. And in this day in history, on this day in history, 1946, the General Assembly of the United Nations votes to construct headquarters in New York City, the United Nations in New York City. That's where they are today. And on this day in history, 1952, KROD, which is now KDBC TV, Channel 4 in El Paso, Texas, a CBS station, begins broadcasting. On this day in history, this is a biggie, 1967, DNA was created in a test tube. And on this day in history in 1969, Leaving on a Jet Plane, that's the single sung by Peter, Paul, and Mary, written by John Denver. It hit #1 on the US charts, Billboard's Hot Top 100s. On this day in history in 1969, the Jackson 5 make their first appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show. On this day in history in 1974, the Towering Infernal is released. That's a movie starring Steve McQueen and Paul Newman, was released on that year. Back in 1975, Scott Joplin's opera, Tremonski, let me get that right. That's Tremontia. Okay, that closed at the Uris Theater in New York City after 64 performances. Back in 1980, at 2 p.m. Eastern, there's a 10-minute silence in the memory of John Lennon. Back in 1983, Peggy Lee's one-woman show called Peg opens at the L'Enfant Theater in New York City. It runs for 5 performances. Back in 1989, the biographical drama, Silkwood, directed by Mike Nichols, the late Mike Nichols, starring Meryl Streep, Kurt Russell, and Cher. That premiered. In 1990, the Louis Jordan Review, Five Guys Named Mo, premieres in London. In 1993, the movie Philadelphia, a heart-wrenching movie starring Denzel Washington and Tom Hanks, premieres in Century City, California. 2003, U.S. President George W. Bush announces a capture of Saddam Hussein. In 2016, Rock for the Rainforest benefit. That's a concert that was held at Carnegie Hall in New York City, and the performers included Sting, Bruce Springsteen, James Taylor, Ronnie Spector, Idina Menzel, Darlene Love, who I'm trying to get on this show, hopefully I will, and Jennifer Nettles. In 1935, actress Lee Remick was born in Quincy, Massachusetts. She passed away in 1991. Actress Patty Duke was born on this day in 1946, and she was born right in my hometown here in New York City, and she died March 29th, 2016 at the age of 69 years old. She was one of my childhood crushes, and she died that year from a ruptured intestine. Okay, on this day in history, 1948, actress Dee Wallace, born on this day in Kansas City, Kansas. She's 75 years old today. Lawyer and former FBI Director James Comey was born on this day in 1960 in Yonkers, New York. He's 63 years old today. And in 1984, singer and actress Bette Midler weds Argentine actor, performer, and artist. His name was Martin von Hasselberg, and they got together in Las Vegas. George Washington died on this day. That's our first president of the United States. He died on this day in 1799 at the age of 67 years old. And he was born February 22nd, as you already know, in 1732. And he was born in Westmoreland, Virginia. In 1963, singer Dinah Washington dies of sleeping pills, overdosed, and she was 39 years old when that happened. In 1964, actor William Bendix dies from a lobar pneumonia at the age of 58. Actress Myrna Malloy died on this day in 1993 at the age of 88 years old. She was born August 2nd in 1905, and her birthplace was Helena, Montana. You could say Helena, but depends on where you're from. Helena, Montana. In 1998, actor Norman Fell, who was the star of Three's Company, and he dies of bone marrow cancer, and he was 74 years old. In 2006, actor Mike Evans, who played Lionel on All in the Family and The Jefferson, died of throat cancer. He was 57 years old. And actor Peter O'Toole died on this day in 2013 at the age of 81 years old. He was born August 1932. He was born in Yorkshire, England. And finally, former Miss America in 1945, Bess Meyerson, dies at the age of 90 years old. And that's what's happening on this day in history. If you know anything that's happening on this day in history and you would like to relay it to us and we didn't mention it, maybe we didn't know about it, it's always great, and we always welcome you to do that. Come on in and let us know what it is, and we can talk about that on the air, or just type it in and I will convey it to everyone else who's watching. And speaking of watching, you are watching Talk Back Live, and we're going to be with you until the top of the hour. We got a few minutes in the show. For those of you who are watching us on Facebook, please tag your friends, give them the opportunity to join in for the rest, because we have the rest of the program, right? And we have whatever's left of the program, we want them to join in. So tag them all, let them in, let them know that you're there. Those of you who are watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just click on, drag your mouse over where it says subscribe, click on to it, and you're in like Flint, and that will give you the opportunity to know that When we come on the air, you'll get posted. We'll let you know about that. Instant pop-up of notification will proceed. And then you can click onto that and come directly right in to the Facebook, to our YouTube channel. And for the rest of you who are watching us on Instagram, you don't have to do anything. As I always say, just please tell your family and friends and get them involved and let them know that we're on the air. And you can do that right now. You know, we would love to have more people on, and you know, just spread the word and they'll listen. I'm listening. Spread the word and let them know. Okay. And those of you, I always tell you, if you like to chime in conversation, it's always nice to do that. A lot of people just like to sit back, relax, and watch the show without conversation. But you know something, if you like to get in touch with me, I have two sources that you can do that. Now, you can call me or you can email me. Why don't I give you the email address first? How about that? The email address is frankallanprod@aol.com. That's frankallanprod@aol.com. Remember to spell Allan, A-L-L-A-N, because that's a very important thing to talk about, because if you spell it any other way, you won't get through my email. A lot of people have tried it, and a lot of people have not gotten through. It's A-L-L-A-N, Frank Allan Prod. Prod is P-R-O-D. That's short for production. It's frankallanprod@aol.com. Again, that's frankallanprod@aol.com. Or if you desire the call, that's okay too. You can call at 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. You can call anytime you like, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Anytime you like, you can call, leave a message. And of course, we'll respond to you too. We would love to do that. And when you call, you might want to call for different reasons. For instance, you might want to call and critique the show. Say, I saw the show and I like the show. I didn't like the show. But if you don't like the show, let us know what it is about that you don't like about the show. You know why? Because it helps us out. And we're not going to get angry at you. We never do that, you know. As long as you're diplomatic about it, let us know. And because there's always room for improvement. We already know that. And we would love to do that. So, you know, whatever it is that you want to talk about the show, or maybe there's something or someone that you would like to see on the show as a guest, we're always open to that. Some of you have said, hey, you know, I got a group, I got a band, I would like to be on your show. Hey, I got open ears. You know, you could do that. I never really promoted anything like that before, but hey, you know, a lot of people say, hey, I got a group, I got a band. Can I come on your show? You know, maybe we'll give you a 10-minute spot to talk about your band or something like that. It's entertainment, it's part of entertainment. We would love to do that. We may not necessarily do it on Talkback Live, but we could probably do it on the coffee hour, because that's more like, coffee hour is more like the entertainment part of it. This is like, I guess, a little bit of everything, but not so much that kind of entertainment. You know, we talk a little politics here. I like to talk, if I'm talking politics, I prefer to do it on Talkback Live than to do it on the coffee hour. Although we've done it on both, but more likely on Talkback Live than the coffee hour, you know. But anyway, just keep the address and the telephone number handy at all times. Keep it in your telephone, you know, make a notation of it and keep in touch with us. And anytime you like, at any particular point, even if it's just to say hi, we listen to you. So let me give you that email address again. It's frankallanprod@aol.com. That's frankallanprod@aol.com. Telephone number once again is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Now, speaking of politics, I say I do more of it here than I would do it on the coffee hour. Well, I'm about to do it right now. So you may not agree, you may agree, and we can agree to disagree, and if you want to chime in on the conversation on that too, that's perfectly okay too. But I like to throw things out there for your edification. For instance, and what I'm about to say right now, it may be a warning shot. I may be firing a warning shot for you. But did you hear the story? And this materialized just this morning, as a matter of fact. 345 you see, all I have to do is say the number 345/666 Beast Incarnate, Donald Trump Moore, the guy that you already know that wants to run for president of the United States for a second time for whatever reason, or we already know the reason. But listen to this. A good question. Do you at this particular point, and it's not for me because I don't care what you do with your money, but do you at this particular point have $4,653 in your house right now? You don't. Hey, listen, you don't have to answer the question, and I'll just go on from there. Just in case you do, $4,653. In case you have that, you may be in good luck, depending on how you look at this. Okay, because 345/666 Beast Incarnate wants you to buy 47 NFT digital trading cards. Now, he tried this before. You heard about this, right? He tried this before. He wants you to buy his trading cards. Now, we know that when he promoted this before, it was trading cards of him dressed up as a cowboy or dressed up as a spaceman or whatever, all right? And he was selling those trading cards, right, to people. I don't know if he sold any at that particular time, but now he wants to sell 47. If you buy 47 NFT digital trading cards, all right, you have to buy them. And if you buy them, at least 47 or more, if you buy them, remember, they're going to cost you $99 a pop for each card that you purchase. It's $99. And if you buy 47 or more of those cards, all right, guess what you'll get? You're going to get a piece of that suit. Remember that? Remember when he went to court and he was in that blue suit, right? He was in that blue suit, when he took his mugshot. That's when he took his mugshot. That mugshot, that very suit that he was wearing, they're going to cut it up in little pieces, and you can get a piece of that suit, of the picture that he took in the mugshot. You can get a piece of that suit. I swear, I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. It was all in the news. It was, he announced it himself this morning. I was watching MSNBC and I saw he came on and he's selling it himself. And you can get a piece of that suit. Now, if that's not enough, you just don't want a piece of the garment. That's like selling a prayer cloth, right? But you can get a piece of that actual suit that he had. It may be the only suit he had. I don't know, because I think I've seen that suit before. I don't know. I'm not here to shame anyone. But you'll have a piece of that. But if that's not enough, you'll also get a dinner at Mar-a-Lago with him. You could sit down next to him and have dinner with him. That's not enough? Okay, I'll add more to it. You could also get a signed poster by him. A signed poster. Is it okay? Is that enough? All right, let me throw in a commemorative hoodie. Okay, now that hoodie may have his picture on, that same picture of him that he took as a mugshot. It may have that picture. So you'll get a commemorative hoodie. Not enough? Okay, how about a presidential pen? I'm not lying to you. A presidential pen. You may have to buy your own ink or put your own refill in there. I don't know. A presidential pen to write with. And there are other, as they say, exclusive treasures, but they didn't say what the exclusive treasures were. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have that kind of money, and remember, if you add it up, if you add it all up, let's say $99 per pop, and you have to buy at least 47 of them, 47, $99 a piece. Okay, add that up. Add that up. 99 times 74. It adds up. If you don't believe me, go to your phone and use the digital calculator, right? 99 times 4 adds up to $4,653. And that's what he's asking for. And of course, you know, if this is a guy that claims to be a billionaire, who knows? And so the scam goes on. And as I always say, there's a sucker born every day. All right. But you do what you want. It'll make a great Christmas gift. You can buy it for your mother or your father, your sister, or your brother, or even yourself. All you have to do is just chip in, donate that $4,653, and we can get you all of those goods, especially a piece of this suit. If I knew that this jacket was that important, or if it were that, you know, I would do it too. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. But hey, suit yourself. Suit yourself. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I have movies for you. Movies that I pick out for the week because, of course, a lot of you, you know, you want to add to your list, to your bucket list of movies what to watch for this weekend. So I have some. So let me get started right away. First of all, I have Meet Me in St. Louis, 1944, starring Judy Garland and Margaret O'Brien. That's on Turner Classic Movies, and that comes on Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. That's a great musical for you to watch. It's in color as well. And here's another one. This is a black and white called Shop Around the Corner, 1940. Margaret Sullivan and James Stewart. That's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 4:15 p.m. Eastern. Everything I'm giving you is Eastern. Here's a biblical, being that we're coming into the Christmas holiday, here's a biblical movie. It's called King of Kings, 1961, starring Jeffrey Hunter, Sibobhan McKinnon, and Robert Ryan. That's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. And here's another great biblical. The Greatest Story Ever Told, back in 1965, starring Max von Sydow, Charlton Heston, and Carol Baker. And believe it or not, Sidney Poitier is in there, but he doesn't have a speaking part in there. And that's on Turner Classic Movies on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. And finally, The Color Purple, back in 1985. Whoopi Goldberg, Danny Glover, and Margaret Avery. That's on Turner Classic Movies, and that's Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can go to Turner Classic Movies and check out more movies that may be available that I didn't mention that you may like. And you can check it out then. And there are other great documentaries and children program and sporting events, and you can watch them all right there. Great pay-per-view movies, movies that are current, movies that had just come out of the movie theater, and then you have free movies. The free movies, they're all available. So I hope you get a chance to watch all of these movies. I don't have time to repeat them again, but you know, you go back and watch the repeat of the show, and it'll give you that information too. But it's all right there for you, and it's part of your weekend, and that's what we bring to you each weekend. We'd like to bring you all that information each weekend and make sure that you enjoy all of these movies because it's there for you to enjoy. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for me for today or for tonight or for whatever time zone you're in. I will be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And we're going to be here for the coffee hour. And the coffee hour will be there. I will be there. Hopefully, Brian Kemp will be here. He said 75% chance. That doesn't sound too promising, but nevertheless, whatever it is, we'll fill in for him. But we'll have sports, the latest developments in today's world of sports. And also, hopefully that you'll be there too as well. We're going to have a good time together. Other than that, you could meet me back here on next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we'll have more of Talk Back Live, Brian Kemp with sports, and you and us, all of us together. So we thank you so much for being along with us. So ladies and gentlemen, until then, make sure you have yourself a great morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant good night, and I'll see you soon. Take care.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allan. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.